Welcome to Reggiez Corner Variety Gaming. Seeing London, we look first at Westminster Abbey and the Towers of Parliament. The House of Parliament covers 8 acres. In St. Stephen's Tower hangs the biggest bell of London, Big Ben. And there it is. Oldest thing in London, Cleopatra's Needle. The pedestal was scarred by a German bomb. But when that bomb fell, the British Sphinx never even blinked. And there it is. Somerset House, the home of many musty but important papers. St. Paul's, largest of London's churches. The Broadway called Whitehall leads toward Trafalgar Square. We want what we want when we want it. We want £5,000? For what? The new War Offices. Posh building. The government offices. The most important street in the British Empire, Downing Street, a little street where big decisions are reached. And there it is. The most important house in Downing Street, the residence of the Prime Minister. And there's the door, number 10. Seeing London, Part 2, St. James's Park to the Bank of England, a green spot in the heart of official London, St. James's Park. But this was a long movie. The new Admiralty Arch adorns Trafalgar Square. The new monument of Captain Scott, who died like a true Briton near the South Pole. Well, that is an epic statue, I have to say. The first American big store in London. Oh, Selfridge. The estate offices of Baron Astor. Yeah, that's probably an important person, but I really don't know who it is. And now the tourists use the motor buses. They pass the place where Temple Bar once stood. Yeah. Not much there now. Upon the new monument, they see a relief of the old gate. And there it is. And they look up at a model of the vanished archway. Temple Bar Restaurant. In Fleet Street, they pass the Cheshire Cheese and glimpse the great dome of St. Paul's. They see with surprise that the Bank of England isn't much to look at. Really? No, I mean, it's not a bad building. They do not enter the front door of the Bank of England. Okay. They note the politeness of the policemen, the bobbies. They look towards the mansion house where the Lord Mayor presides. Okay, not a bad office. Seeing London, Part 3. Oh, really? The Tower of London and St. Paul's. Wow. Like, these are proper movies. I did not expect that. And watch the Tommies drilling in the moat. What the tourists see from the tops of the buses. Tower Bridge interests them. It is an impressive bridge, I'll give you that. The Great Fire of 1666, which destroyed 13,000 houses, is commemorated by the monument on Fish Street Hill. And there it is. If there's anything that London has a lot of, it's monuments, I'll tell you that. One of the perks of having been an empire, I would think. But the Great Fire spared the fishy smells and the famous language of neighboring Billingsgate. Yeah, having not been in Billingsgate a great deal, I'm not sure what dialect they used to have or might still have. The Guildhall where the Lord Mayor banquets are held. Not bad. A bust of John Milton marks the place where he was born in Bread Street in 1608. Bread, really? No. The famous church of St. Mary le Bow lifts its tower above busy Cheapside. Yeah, that's a tower, that's for sure. Bow bells hang in this tower. If you are born within sound of them, you're a Cockney. That's just a fact, is it? Some impressive gentlemen. We look down on foggy London. Well, looming high above all else, the glorious dome of St. Paul's Cathedral, third largest in the world. Wonder if the Hagia Sophia was the one who was bigger, and St. Peter's Cathedral in Rome, maybe. Part 4, Windsor Castle. Oh, wow. Like, how many parts are there? The grandest home of the sovereigns of Great Britain. Tall hats and short Elton jackets are still worn by the boys of Eton. And it's a very posh school, still in practice today. Not sure they use the hats anymore though. I would think not. Hampton Court, favorite residence of Henry VIII. Yeah. Not the nicest person who's ever lived. H.R.H. the Duke of Connaught comes to open the Washington Inn, along with some chaps of his, I would assume, with some impressive moustaches. The US Army plays the US Navy. At what? We recognize one perfectly good sport, sir. Thomas Lipton. Are we talking about cricket? Or is it like horse polo or something like that? The London crowd does not know much about baseball. The royal party is kindly disposed, but puzzled. Also, the Yankees got to show off their national sport. Or one of them at least. The king is coming down to meet the Yanks. So they even call them Yanks. That's pretty cool. His Majesty appears to realize that an American baseball umpire is also some autocrat. Cheerio, cheerio. Seeing London Part 1. Okay, so we're back to the very start. Thank you for watching this blind let's play of the Cinema Rosa. If you liked the game, why not check out the Steam page and make up your own mind if you want to play it yourself. I will see you in future videos. Bye for now.